Hello guys, TavHD here and welcome back to another video. Now today I will be doing an unboxing, setup and review of this condenser studio microphone set by Maono or Maono. I've heard both, I don't exactly know what the company's called, but in this video I'll be calling them Maono, but of course that doesn't really matter, you can call them whatever you want, and specifically this is the AU-PM320S and it comes with everything you can see in this picture. So it comes with a shock mount, a boom arm and pretty much everything that you need to get started with your microphone. This retails for about £70, which I think is actually a very good price. £70 just for a microphone is pretty good. £70 including all the other stuff you need as well, that is even better. That is the front of the box, and the back of the box here has some of the specifications. So on the back of the box here there is a diagram showing the frequency response. If you're into that sort of thing, you can take a look at that. I'll put a close-up on the screen now. At the bottom, we've got a diagram of everything that comes with this thing. So shock mount, desk mount, pop filter, and an Xlr cable. So everything you really need is included. Also over here, we've got the polar pattern on there as well, and over here we have some of the specifications. So the polar pattern is cardioid, frequency response is 20 to 18,000 hertz. The sensitivity is minus 34 decibels, plus or minus 3 decibels. The impedance for this is 200 ohms. And we've got some other things on there if you would like to see. I will put a close-up of those on the screen as well. Now on the top of the box here we have some more information and the specifications. So it says we've got a cardioid polar pattern, we have a 16mm diaphragm capsule, a 2.5 meter audio cable, that is the Xlr cable, which is nice to be included. Comes with a shock mount, ultra low noise circuit design, Xlr output, full metal casing and a boom arm. It actually says bomb arm on this box, but I'm assuming that they do mean boom arm. Now it is worth saying that this microphone does require phantom power, so you will need some sort of unit to provide this with 48 volts of phantom power. Luckily I have a unit, it's a Behringer Euphoria UMC22. I've recently done a video on that. It is very good value for money, so if you don't have phantom power you will not be able to use this microphone, so you will have to get an audio interface for it. But that's not really too much of a problem because, as I said, the interface I have is the UMC22 and that is only about £40. So considering you get so much with this, an extra £40 really should not matter. So that is now pretty much everything on the box to look at. We are now going to open it. There's no tape on this, so we can just go ahead and open it straight away. The box should just open up just like that. And first off we get a little card here saying happy. It wants to know whether we are happy, and we can share our review on Amazon, tell your friends or family, or connect with us. And on the back, if you need more help, it gives you some detail on how to do that. Also we get the little user manual here. Hopefully we won't need this. This is quite a straightforward setup, but if you do want to look at this then go ahead. It's quite simple and it's got some nice little diagrams on there. Now in the box here we have our pop shield. This actually has the brand logo on it there. That's actually quite nice. This feels to be a higher quality than the one that I have. The one I got, I've had for about 6 or 7 years. It was only £3 or £4, so this will be a nice upgrade for me. This does feel rather nice. I'll put that off to the side. And then the next thing we get on this top layer is our little pop filter. This just slides on top of the microphone. It's just a piece of foam, but it helps to dampen those P's and S's to make them sound a little bit nicer. So that's everything from the top layer. If we lift this up now, we can see everything else which is in this box. I'll raise it up just so you can see. So we will start with the microphone. We'll just get that out. Here it is. It's got quite a nice weight to it. It is metal as they said. The name for the company is on the front, and it is worth mentioning when you are speaking into this, you need to speak into the front where the logo is. That's how you'll get the best results. If you speak into the back, it won't pick you up as well. The same for the top. So you do have to make sure you are speaking into the front. But this feels very nice so far. It's matte black, very, very nice. And there is our XLR input on the bottom there. Next up, just taking things out randomly, we've got a Velcro cable tie. This will just be to help organise the cable to try and make it go down the boom arm in a controlled manner. That is nice to see. My previous one, the cable was just going wherever it wanted and it kind of looked like a mess. Next up is our XLR cable, male to female. The male end goes in from our microphone, the female goes into our audio interface. As it said on the box, this is about 2.5 meters in length, so that should definitely be enough length to get from your microphone to your audio interface wherever you put that. Nice to see that they have included one that is so long. Next up, we've got some little silica gel. Do not eat that, even though it can be tempting. Don't eat that. Next, we have the shock mount. Here it is, matte black, just like the microphone. The one I've got right now is silver, so this will be nice. This will help it blend in a bit. This feels to be of a fairly good quality, but of course we can tell more about the quality when we put it all together, and that is where you screw it onto the arm. Speaking of the arm, here it is in the box. I'll just get it out. Here it is. Seems to just be a fairly standard scissor arm with its springs on there. I've got one and the springs have stretched so much it doesn't work anymore, so this should be nice. Of course, I will give a comment at the end of this video to see how everything's holding up after a little while, but this seems to be of a pretty good quality so far. And finally, we've got the desk clamp, which connects the arm to our desk. This seems to be made of plastic with the metal bit in the middle. This should work just fine. Okay, so now we've taken a look at everything that's in the box, it's time to set it all up, and first I will attach this arm to my desk. So I've got the desk clamp bit, and you just have to unwind it here. It will fit on pretty much any sort of desk. It can be thin or pretty thick, it really doesn't matter. I'll just open this up and then I will put it onto my table just here, and then to tighten it up you just turn the metal bit the other way and it should tighten onto here. There we go, that mount is now nice and tight. What we can do is get our arm, and the black bit is going to go into here. So there's a screw on the back of this mount. I will just open that up and then we can put the arm in. Just open it a bit more and you just push it in quite hard. It does require quite a lot of force. It has now gone into the hole, and then we can tighten it down using this screw piece from the mount that just goes back in the back from where I took it out. Now that is nice and solid, so now I can bring the arm closer to the camera just like that, and we can attach the shock mount onto here. Okay, here is the shock mount, and quite simply this should just screw onto here, and just like that it is now going on. We can keep doing that until it is tight, yep, just like that, and we can adjust where this mount is pointing just like that. So depending on where you want it, you can move it and then tighten it up again. Okay, so the next step for me is to put the microphone itself in. Now, depending on where you're putting this mount and where you want the microphone to be, you can either put it in standing up or upside down, but make sure that the part with the logo is facing your mouth or wherever you want it to record the audio from. For this, I'll put it in like that, sticking up. So to get it to go into the mount, we can pull on this. It will make the hole a little bit wider, and then the microphone should just be able to slot right in. Does require quite a lot of force, but that's good. It means that the microphone won't just fall out by itself. I'll now tighten up the shock mount to stop it from falling. Just like that. That is now nice and tight and pretty sturdy. Of course, I can adjust that. If I want to, I can move the arm wherever I want, just like that. And that is now the microphone in the shock mount, so that should stop it picking up some shocks if I was to knock my table. It won't be perfect, but it will definitely help. Now the next bit to attach is the pop shield. You can either use this or not. Of course you can use the little one which goes on top of the microphone if you want. I think I'm going to try it with both, with one, with the other, and with none to see which gives the best, but this does just slide onto the top just like that very nicely. That should definitely help. And now this shield can just clip somewhere onto the arm. It can go wherever you want. I'll just unscrew the screw end and then it should just slot on wherever you want it. I'll just have to make it a little bit looser. It goes on just like that. You can tighten it back down just like that. That is now attached and you can move the shield over in front of the microphone like that. Now just for this bit of the video I've taken the shield off because it just makes it easier to see what is going on. So now we can connect the microphone to our interface. So we can use the included 2.5 meter XLR cable as I've already said. The male end goes into the bottom of the microphone. There's only one way it can go in, so don't worry, you can't put it in the wrong way. It can only fit one way, and then the other end can go into our interface. Okay, so here is my interface. I've got the female end of the XLR cable. Again, this only goes in one way. We've just got to push it in until it clicks, and now it is connected. Okay, so I've now set the microphone up about where I will be using this on my desk from now on. I am about the same distance away from the camera's microphone as I am this one. I am speaking straight into the front of this one. Right now you are listening to my camera audio and now you are listening to the audio coming out of this microphone. I'm about 50 or 60 centimeters away. Now there is no real standard settings to have this on my audio interface. It's all about just experimenting. Right now I've got the output on full and the input on about 3/4. Now if you were closer to this microphone you probably wouldn't have to have that set so high, so I will be doing a few demonstrations over the next few days as I get to know this product, but right now this is about how I think I would use this. I've not listened to the audio yet, so I can't say for sure what this sounds like, but I'll now stop this clip, listen to the audio, and then give my verdict. Okay, so I've now had this microphone set up for about a week, and I must say I am very impressed, but we'll get onto that in a little bit. And I've actually already filmed a full video for my channel and used this microphone for the audio. That will be going out a week after this video, and I must say it turned out better than I expected, but as I said, we'll discuss the audio quality later. Earlier on I discussed that I will be trying this with this pop filter on, without it, with the shield, and with them both on. So this is a sound test of what it sounds like with the filter on. I'll just say some words which this can kind of make sound better. I'll just say some Peter, sausage, some random words there, but that's what it sounds like that. I will now slide it off. I'll stay about the same distance away and I will now say the same things. Peter, sausage. That is that. And now I will try it with the shield in front. Here's the shield. I'm not going to attach it. I'll just kind of hold it in front and I will say the same things. Peter, sausage. That is that. I will now put the little cap back on and use the shield as well. Peter, sausage. So that's what that sounds like. Of course, I've not heard it yet. I will hear it while editing and then I will discuss that later as well. Now, of course, I've also said that it works best if you are talking into the bit with the logo on the front. That is what I have been doing in the video I've already filmed with this, and that's what I am doing now. But what I'm going to now do is change the direction and speak into the end. So that is what it sounds like speaking into the end. Then if I turn it even more and bring it down, that's what it sounds like talking into the back. It probably will not be picking it up quite as well. That's why it is recommended that you talk into the front. That is where it will pick up most of the audio. Okay, so I've just listened to the audio from those things I've just recorded, and it turns out there isn't actually much difference between using the shields and the filters or not. So I think that shows that internally they've done quite a good job of fixing those problems which microphones quite often have, and it does sound better definitely when speaking into the front. The end isn't too bad, it just has a little bit less depth, so if you did need to pick up things from the front as well as the bottom or the back, it will still pick it up, just not as well. So now we've discussed that, I want to talk about this whole thing. So let's start off with the arm. I must say it's very good that they include it, and it is a good enough quality for most people if you're just putting it there and leaving it there and you're not moving it around all the time. Now for me, I will just leave it in one place for most of the time, so that is absolutely fine. But if you do like to move it around a bit, it does kind of creak and make some strange noises, and it does kind of wobble a little bit on my table. Not a problem for me, but it might be for some people. But since it's included, I don't really think you can complain about that, and you could get a higher quality one for probably about £20 if you really wanted to. Now the cable that's included is absolutely fine. I've had no problems with that. It's definitely good enough for what it needs to do. The microphone of course is excellent, but the shock mount is probably my least favourite part of this. Not that it's a big problem, yet again, if you keep the microphone still all the time, not a big deal, and even if you do move it around, it's still not a massive problem. The thing is, it kind of becomes a little bit loose, so if I went to reposition and I loosened this screw and repositioned it, it kind of doesn't stay exactly where you put it. You've got to make sure it's very, very tightly screwed, and even then it wobbles a bit. I'm not really too concerned about that because I will just be keeping it still, and I think for most people that will be fine. But the fact that all this is included for £70 I think is just excellent. So I am not concerned at all about the quality of the arm or the mount. I would just think of it all being free, because I would happily pay £70 just for the microphone. So talking about the quality of the microphone, I've had absolutely no problem. It's much better than the internal one on my camera, and I filmed an entire 10-minute video using the audio from this, and it was absolutely fine, no problems. I was monitoring it on my interface to make sure I wasn't clipping. Everything has been just fine, and it's been very, very easy to use and set up, and so far I've had no real problems, and I hope that's the way it will stay. There doesn't seem to be anything that will go wrong at the moment, so hopefully nothing does. That will be all I'm going to say for today. I'm going to use it again to film another video tonight, and after that I will come back and say a little bit more. Okay, so I'm now back, and it's actually the same day. I just finished filming the second video with this microphone, and I'm just as impressed with the way that turned out as I was with the first video that I filmed with this. There's really not a lot I can say about this, because you've heard the audio quality for yourself, and really that is the main thing which will make you decide whether this is for you or not. But what I will say is, for £70, if you need a good microphone, this is definitely one to consider, especially if you've got none of the other equipment such as the arm and shock mount and all that. Then you should definitely consider this. It's a great value for money. £70 for all that, definitely great. Before I got this, I was planning on getting a microphone for this setup and was looking at some which were quite a lot more expensive, which didn't come with any of the other equipment that this comes with. So that would have cost me probably about £150 for all of that, and I doubt the audio would have been any better than what I get with this. And this is definitely good enough for creating YouTube videos, and it's a lot better than the built-in audio in my camera. So I've got absolutely no complaints. If you need a microphone and you've got none of the other equipment, then this is definitely a good buy. As I've already mentioned, the arm and the mount aren't the best quality, but if you think about them as being free and you're only paying for the microphone, then you can't really complain. So that is pretty much it. I definitely recommend this microphone. I'll be leaving a very good review on the Amazon page for this. It's got very good reviews as it is, so lots of people are indeed happy with this product, and so am I. I'm sure you will be if you buy this too. Very straightforward to set up. You've got everything you need to make it work as long as you already have phantom power, but yeah, most microphones require that, so it's not just specific to this one. And if you wanted to upgrade in the future, all you'd have to do is buy the new microphone because you've already got all the other equipment. So I think that that is pretty much it. Thank you for watching this video. It's probably quite a long one, but it should include everything you need to know about this product. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this was interesting, and hopefully this has made you decide whether you should get this or not. I can't see a reason why you wouldn't want to get this. I'm definitely very happy with it and will be using it for the foreseeable future. So thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.